Hey, it's Ano. Welcome back to another video. Today I'm just gonna do a little special video for Star Rail. I'm gonna do an account showcase, a day one Star Rail player account showcase. And to be honest, this is also gonna be my last video on Star Rail. Yes, you heard that right. I'm finally quitting this game. I mean, I don't know. I feel like I've kind of grown tired of how this stuff has been happening recently. More in line with the story pacing. Like, I'm not really a big fan of how they splice the character stories into the main story. The main story feels like it's a lot more packed with stuff, but at the same time, not a lot happens. At least in terms of the actual main story. So yeah, that's mainly the reason why I'm quitting. I haven't been a big fan of the pacing, and I know I've said in previous videos that I'm a big fan of the Flame Chasers, and really, that's really the part that's gonna hurt the most, I guess, from quitting, since I'm not gonna see the end of the story. But I don't know. I feel like it's not really all that worth it anymore to see. So yeah. But anyway, putting all that aside from now, I'm just gonna do a little showcase of my account, I guess, before I finally quit. So yeah, let's just go through the stuff that I have, starting with my Trailblazer profile, I guess. So yeah, as you can see, I am at max level, of course, level 70, Equilibrium 6. Birthday is March 7th. That's a cute coincidence, I guess, because March 7th is when I made my VTuber avatar also, like back in 2022. So that's the reason why I set it as that. And yeah, my supports have been set as Triby, Robin, and Sunday, uh, the current quintessential Harmony supports. And for my five showcase characters, it's Topaz, Acheron, Firefly, Aglaya, and Caceres. These are probably like my top favorites in this game, I guess. And I arranged them in such a way that, based on the direction they're facing, if you haven't noticed. So that's a cool coincidence, I'd say. All right, for the collection showcase, I have a total of 44 characters. I do have all the 4-star characters since, I mean, there isn't really a lot of 4-star characters in Star Rail in the first place, so not that big of a deal. 93 light cones. If you haven't watched my old videos of Star Rail, I do actually uh, pull for the signature light cones as well whenever I pull for a certain character. 790 achievements, quite a lot, I'd say. And then for my latest battle records, as you can see, I have a 12-star Memory of Chaos. Here are the teams that I used for that one. For Pure Fiction, I haven't had the best time with this, but as you can see here, I was able to 12-star it this time. And for Apocalyptic Shadow, I'm missing 1 star, which is, I mean, not all too bad. Honestly, I'm not that all bent out of shape whenever I don't perfect an end game mode in this game. So yeah, what's important is I do get to clear it. Simulated Universe, I only do these once a week, for the weekly mission. I haven't done it this week since I am gonna be quitting soon anyway. So, but I have pretty much finished the current SU, or rather DU, as of the moment. It's not here anymore, but the latest character that I've gotten is, as you can see on my DP, it's Casterus. So yeah, let's move on to my characters. All right. Okay, as you can see here, I'm using Remembrance Trailblazer. It doesn't really fit the current team that he's in right now since I'm in my Super Break team. But yeah, he's in his Remembrance form because I am actually using him with the Castress. So yeah, and yeah, moving on. Here is Firefly. She's probably still my favorite character. I mean, Castress made me waver for a bit, but after thinking through, I think Firefly is still my favorite character after all this time. So yeah, and she is one of the rare limited characters that I have. That I do have an Eidolon on. She is in E1. So yeah, I think aside from her, the only limited character that I have an Eidolon is Celeste, and I'll tell you why later when we get to her. What else? Firefly. She is actually the only one that I've actively wanted to have Eidolons for. So yeah, because of that, I can pretty much say that she is my favorite character of this game. I mean, aside from her actual character design, I do like her GPV as well. If you're familiar with her. All right, moving on to Ruan Mei. Speaking of Ruan Mei, by the way, we did get a free thing that where we can claim her or Locha, but I haven't used that yet. Cause yeah, I mean, as much as E1 Ruan Mei is good, I mean, I don't think it's really that much of a must get. I mean, as a non-meta player myself, so yeah. But as you can see here, she does have her signature light gun as well, and no Eidolons like I mentioned. Based on my second Aniv look back, she is one of my most used characters. And that's probably because I do use the super break team a lot until like Ampharos came out anyway. And next character, of course, the first 4-star character that I'm showing is Gallagher, the man, the goat. I do mainly use him for my super break team, but I do actually use him in the other teams that I use. Like for example, whenever I use my Acheron team, I do use him there since debuffs. Since he does have quite a lot of debuffs in his kit. I'm using his signature light cone, signature 4-star light cone, and I do have him at E6. Most 4-star characters in this game, I do have them already in E6. All right, next up, Robin, one of my she's one of my favorite characters as well. As someone who's very interested in music, yeah, her being a songstress is a bonus for me. She also has her signature light tone. I do use her a lot as well, particularly in my very old follow-up attack team. And also with the next character, which is Clara. Clara is my first ever 5-star. Like I got her from my beginner pool, which is cool since I when I got to play the Star Rail beta back then, she was actually one of the characters that I used a lot too. I got her light cone from I think the standard banner, if I remember correctly. I'm not sure if I have Eidolons for her. Oh yeah, I have her at E2. Yeah. I'm not sure if I got spooked or not from these, but I'm pretty sure not. I haven't been spooked by her. So I probably got these from the standard banner. So yeah, she's my favorite daughter in this game, I'd say, Clara. I wanted to get Yunli, but since she's basically Clara 2.0, I didn't get her. Since, I can't replace my daughter. All right, moving on to Topaz. I was one of the few people that actually pulled for her during her first run, all the way back in 1.4. So yeah, I'm pretty proud of that choice since I do like her character design as well. Since she reminds me of the Hersher of Sentience from Honkai Impact 3rd. And of course, she does have her signature light one as well. And yeah, like I mentioned, she's in my follow-up attack team. So I use her quite a lot. Back then with Dr. Ratio, but now it's more with Clara. All right, next up is one of the newer characters that I got, which is Aglaya. I did pull for her instead of the Herta during 3.0 because, like I said, she's part of the Flame Chaser, so I could not pull for her. Especially since she's basically the counterpart of Aponia from HI3. If you didn't know, Aponia is my favorite character from there. So yeah, of course she does have her signature light cone, although I don't have an Eidolon on her, unfortunately. I mean, honestly, it's not really that big of a deal. I mean, although I do use her with Sunday, so maybe that's why. But I don't really feel like she's clunky to play at all. I mean, aside from the occasional lack of energy, I guess, in terms of using of her ultimate. So yeah, but not really all that of a big deal since I use her with, like I said, Sunday and then Robin and then Fushuan. All right, moving on to Acheron. Acheron, I do have her signature light cone as well. Of course, I had to pull for her since she is basically like the Raiden Mei of Star Rail. And yeah, she's one of the more unique characters that they released, at least during her time. She's one of their Emanator characters back then. Although right now, of course, we do have the Herta as well. So yeah, but still, I do think she is the one of the more unique characters in terms of kit, since her ult is achieved by putting more debuffs on the enemy. So yeah. Right now, I don't really use her a lot, except for Pure Fiction. Usually, I use her with Kafka and Black Swan and Gallagher in order to maximize the debuffs. For the Acheron mains there, I don't have Jacho, so yeah. All right, moving on. Kafka, of course, the quintessential character, I guess, of Star Rail. I mean, for sure, she's one of the more popular ones, right? Since we did see her right at the start of the game, and lore-wise, of course, she is a Stellar Hunter, and you know, more or less the field leader of that team. Gameplay-wise, I do like her a lot since I am a big fan of the DOT playstyle, which is a shame because it's been a while since we got a DOT focus character. Like I think the last one is technically Black Swan, so all the way back 2.0. But yeah, for those that's unaware, they are gonna give her a buff, and who else for Silver Wolf, Blade, and Jingliu. So hopefully their buffs are gonna be good. Unfortunately, I won't be here anymore to see it. So yeah, like all the other 5-star characters, she does have a signature light cone in my account. All right, moving on to her partner in her team, of course, Black Swan. When I first saw her design, I was like, oh, yo, she kind of looks like Aponia because she kind of has the non aesthetic going on. But yeah, aside from that, her JPVA is actually one of my favorite ones. If you're familiar with White Album 2, she also voiced Kazusa. I'm a huge Kazusa fan, so I just had to get her. And for those that played Totono, she also voiced Miyuki. So there's your fun fact for the day, I guess. Hopefully, the future DOT team that they'll have in Starry will improve her and Kafka. Since I mean, from what I've seen, a lot of people like her and Kafka in the first place. So yeah. Moving on, of course, to the poster girl of 3.2, Casteris. Like I mentioned earlier, she almost tempted me to make her my favorite character for Star Rail, but yeah, thinking about it now, like I said, Firefly is still my favorite. Right now, Caceres is probably my number two favorite. I mean, aside from her design, I really like her aesthetic, like the purple, pale-ish skin that she has going on, and her butterfly motif. So I'm a huge fan of characters like that, especially since she has whitish hair as well. And of course, her JPVA is Chiwa Saito. I'm sure a lot of weebs know who that is. So yeah, Casteris. It was nice for her to be the last character that I got in my account before I quit. All right, moving on to the next character, which is Chibi. Of course, the latest lolly character of Star Rail. Honestly, I'm not sure why a lot of people don't like her. Like, I guess people just don't like child characters in general. But I mean, it doesn't really bother me. I mean, she is cute, and of course, she also comes with her her other two quote unquote siblings, Trian and Trinon. I do quite like her play style. For her, I do use her at a lower speed. Honestly, she doesn't really need all that much speed since her technique basically activates her talent. So yeah, and her ult's great. She can proc it so often. So I consider her one of the first DPS harmony type characters that we have. So that's one unique aspect of her at the very least. And yeah, she is the rare lolly type character in Star Rail. Moving on to the next one, Fushuan. I'm also one of the rare players that got her during her first banner, all the way back to 1.3, since most the people I knew back then went for Imbibitor Lune. So yeah, I am proud of that. And honestly, I think that's one of the best decisions I've ever made in this game because uh you'll probably notice it as we go through my account, but she's the only 5-star preservation character that I have right now. So if I don't have her, I'm not sure if I would have been able to clear some of the harder stuff in this game. So yeah, I'm really glad I got her during her first banner, all the way back. I think during the first anniversary look back, she's my most used character. So yeah, she also has her signature light pump, like the others as well. Moving on, of course, Sunday. Sunday is one of the rare male characters that I actually pulled for on my account. And honestly, the reason why I don't have a lot of male characters in this account is most of the time they share the version with a female character that I'm very much interested into. So, yeah, that's really the main reason why. With him, I chose him over Fugue because, I mean, in the first place, I have Robin, and for me, whenever there's like a sibling characters, I always make the effort to like pull for both of them since I mean that's probably me being a big brother as well, like in real life. But yeah, kit wise, of course, he is pretty good, especially since he is pretty much gonna be like a future proof character, I'd say, especially for teams that revolve around summons or like the memo sprites. So I can say he's a pretty good pull for me as well. So I'm glad I got him. Yeah. And for those that don't know, his JPVA is the same as Aqua from Oshinoko. So yeah, that's a bonus definitely for me since I love Oshinoko. All right, moving on to the next character, which is actually the second 4-star character, Herta. Honestly, I didn't expect to like and use her 4-star character a lot since, I mean, back at the start of the game, her and Himiko like is like one of the worst characters that you can actually use in team. But with the addition of Pure Fiction, they had a huge buff basically, and they're basically like the free to play option for players that don't have a lot of erudition characters, which is actually one of my problems in this account. I don't have a lot of erudition characters, to be honest. So yeah, honestly, I would have liked to pull for her 5-star version, but since this account is free to play, so I have to pick like just one character to pull per patch. So yeah, and of course, she is one of the easier characters to get to E6 because we are given a ton of her Eidolons at the start of the game, so no surprise there. Next is Shuyi. Shuyi, actually, I was also surprised that I actually got to use her a lot, considering that she's a 4-star as well. Although that's probably because I don't have a lot of AoE-ish units. I'm pretty sure she was the first character that ever had a kit that can ignore the enemy element. So yeah, that's one thing that she had going for her. So yeah, and like the other 4-star characters I have, she is in E6. Okay, March 7th, in her Lofu form. Honestly, when I started the game, she was my favorite character. Like, hands down. Before I met Firefly, she was my favorite character. I mean, she's just so bubbly and cute. Like, usually I don't really go for for those characters, but oddly enough, March 7 was able to like convince me to like her. Which is, I mean, fine. Like I said, she's like the Genki dumb character, so she's lovable, I guess, in that sense. So yeah. And of course, I do have her at E6 since, I mean, just going for her Lofu stuff, you'll be able to get her at E6 anyway. So fashion. Oh, okay. I didn't realize they added this feature already. But of course, looking at her OG form, I do have her at E6 as well. It's a shame that we can't use her skin in her Laofu form since I mean I don't think anyone uses her like OG four-star form anyway right now, so it's kind of a shame. But it's a free skin, I guess, so that's probably why they did that. All right, moving on to the next character, Himiko. Like I mentioned, along with four-star Herta, she was one of the worst characters that you can get during the very early part of Star Rail. So I'm glad that Pure Fiction made her and Herta relevant at the very least. And that's actually the main reason why I built her. Since, yeah, like I mentioned, I don't have a lot of erudition characters, so she's one of those that I have. I'm not sure if I have a Delon. Oh, okay. I have her at E1. So I guess she spooked me once, if I remember correctly. And unfortunately, I don't have her signature Lycon, so there's that. Okay, next one is the GOAT himself, Yan Ching, potential man. Honestly, I never really got the hate for this guy. I mean, he's just a young sword master that's kind of overconfident. So he got humbled in like the early parts of the Luofu storyline. I actually like him quite a bit. Although part of that is because I ship him with Yunli, I guess. I like their enemies to lovers type of thing. I do have his signature light cone. I got spooked by it, if I remember correctly. Eidolons, I'm not sure. Oh, I have him at E2. Okay, I forgot about that. But yeah, I did use him quite a lot at the start of the game since I didn't have a lot of iced units. So he was pretty useful to me, I'd say. But of course, later on, he fell off of my use, unfortunately. So yeah, hopefully he gets a buff. Moving on, okay, to the second Stellaran Hunter. Well, actually, the third one at this point, since I already showed Firefly and Kafka. We have Blade himself. I just recently got him. He spooked me when I pulled for a Casterus. So that's mainly the reason why I have him. Although honestly, it's a good call for Hoyo to add him to the pool that can spook you at the very least. Like honestly, for me, I wanted to get him since like well, first of all, he is part of the Stellaran Hunters, and the Stellaran Hunters are my favorite group in this game. So yeah, it is a shame that I don't have a Silver Wolf. She's the only one that I'm missing at this point. So yeah, I don't have his signature light gun since I just got spooked by him. He was the last character that I'm actually building for. Like right after I finished with Casters, he was the one that I was using my energy for. As you can see here, I recently just got like decent relics for him, but unfortunately, I'm not gonna have the opportunity to use them anymore since I am quitting. But oh well. At the very least, I got like 3 out of 4 of the Stellaran Hunters. So yeah, not bad. Speaking of Stellaran Hunter, next one is Bronya. I mean, she's not part of the group, but Silver Wolf. Bronya, I got her. I think I got her fairly early, so I got to use her quite a bit. I did get her signature light one as well from the standard banner, I think. And I think I have her E2. Okay, there we go. I think I got her E2 from the selector, from the 300 pull selector thing, and the standard card at the standard banner. So yeah, I used her quite a bit with Cele, as you can see her next here. Cele. She is the other limited character that I have with Eidolon. So Basically, the story for that is I was actually pulling for her signature light cone at that time during 1.0. And when I was pulling, it was like around 2 a.m. at that time. So I was kind of feeling sleepy already. So I made the mistake of pulling on the character banner at that time. And I was shocked because when I saw the animation for the 5 star, I thought, oh, all right, we're gonna get her light cone. But then when the 5 star came out, it came out as her. So I was flabbergasted, bro. Like, what the hell? I mean, her E1's not that bad, but I would have preferred to get her light cone. And yeah, that's the reason why she doesn't have the 5 star light cone at this point. So yeah, unfortunately, she got power crept hard. Well, I mean, that's usually the fate of a very early limited character, especially in a Hoyo game. So yeah, but of course, they already added her to the characters that can spook you on the limited banner. So that's a plus for the Cella enjoyers out there. So yeah, I actually prefer this version of Cella over her Honkai Impact third character because she's much closer to her Viliona attitude here. Next up, Dr. Ratio. As you can see, he doesn't have a light cone. That's basically because I don't use him a lot anymore, unfortunately. So yeah, I mean, if you've been playing Star Rail for a while, I'm sure you also have the Doctor Ratio. I got him from the freebie at the time. I think that was during 1.6, right? Or 1.5 was it? Yeah, I used him quite a lot, of course, in my follow-up attack team together with Topaz. But yeah, that's basically not the case anymore, unfortunately. So he's been benched. So he's just here collecting dust, basically. Next up is, well, the GOAT himself from Honkai Impact Third. I only have him once, so I don't have Eidolons on him. And I don't have his signature light one as well. Honestly, I haven't gotten to use him all that much. But when I do use him, I usually team him up with Acheron, him and Pella together, and then either Gallagher or Fushuan, depending on the enemy. Next up, Hanya. Hanya. She's one of the 4 star characters that I really like. I really like her aesthetic as well, especially since her hair is like grayish, whitish. Honestly, she was really nerfed hard during the beta. Like, I'm not sure if those of you watching are familiar, but she was really cracked during the beta. But yeah, she got nerfed hard. I mean, understandable because she is a 4 star, but yeah, it was still a shame, especially since she has a really cool design basically, and her animations are pretty good, especially her like ultimate. So yeah, but I did actually get to use her a few times, since I don't have Sparkle, and basically she's like a 4 star Sparkle. I also do have her at E6. So yeah. Sushang, yeah, I didn't really get to use her all that much, even at the early parts of the game, since I did have Clara, so I didn't really need a DPS in the physical element. So yeah, that's why she isn't really all that built. Pretty sure she has. Okay, I do have her at E6 as well. So yeah, she still has one of the best E4 arts. Next up, Luca. Luca, actually, I got to use him a few times since he is Nihility. And during the time that he came out, he was one of the few single target Nihility characters. So, yeah, I do have him at E2 only. Oh, I thought I had him at E6, but oh well. Natasha, of course. Before I got Fushuan, she was my go-to healer or sustain as well, since she is really the only free to play option for healing. So that's not really a surprise. So good times. Oh, I also don't have her at E6. Oh, interesting. Anyway, yeah. When I got Wushuan, I basically just benched her. So yeah, but she's still the goat though. Green Eye fan, Little Gooey. I did get to use her quite a lot since I am a DOT enjoyer. I do have her at E6 as well. All right, moving on to the Pitch Dark Hook. If I said that right. Pitch Dark Hook the Great. I didn't really use her a lot also, so not a lot for me to say, although she is cute. She's one of the rare lolly characters as well in Star Rail. I have her at E6 as well. Asta, the goat, the Ojo-sama of Star Rail, the OG at least. uh, hmm. I didn't get to use her a lot also, since she did have limited usage. Although, since I did get Bronya early, I didn't quite have the use for her, unfortunately. Although I did use her for a short while in my DOT team, if I remember correctly. Of course, Misha, the goat. Unfortunately, I didn't get to use him as well. I just leveled him up. But yeah, he is one of the rare ice characters that I do actually own. So there's that. We're going for him. I have him at E6. Next character, Pella, of course, since she is an Nihility character, I do use her quite a lot, especially with Acheron. Since she is basically like the 4-star well, not premium, but the 4-star option if you don't have Jet Show in your account. So that's why I do have her built up ish. So yeah, I do have her at E6, right? Yeah, I do. Oh yeah. Speaking of Pella, she is one of the reasons why the timeline of Star Rail, at least in the Belobog planet, doesn't make sense. All because Hoyo had to give her like a specific age. So yeah, one of the lore breakers of Star Rail. Next up, Mose or Mose. I'm not actually sure how to pronounce his name. I got him because I got him from that freebie as an event, I think. So I don't really have a lot of his Eidolon. I have him at E0. And since I do have Topaz, I didn't really have much use on him, unfortunately. So he's not really built. Of course, Ting Yun, the original Fox Girl of Star Rail. I did use her quite a bit since, she's one of the actually good 4-star buffers in this game. So I have her semi-built, especially with this light cone that stands dance. And yeah, honestly, I would have wanted to get her 5-star version, Fugue, but I had to pick Sunday. I'm sorry. So yeah. Moving on, Serval. Actually, Serval, I actually used her quite a bit during Velopog, especially during the beta of Star Rail. She was one of my go-tos. And the main reason is because, she's one of the good characters to use during Belobog since she is a lightning character and there's a lot of lightning weak characters in Belobog. Arlan, unfortunately, I didn't use him. He is also one of the characters that got shafted in the live version because back in the Star Rail beta, he was actually goated. Yeah. So I guess Soyo nerfed him because of that, I guess. So I mean, it's a shame because he does actually have a unique playstyle. Like he's one of the first characters to have a playstyle that revolves around lowering the HP to have more damage. So yeah, a shame, but that's I guess that's the curse of being a 4-star 1.0 character DPS. So yeah. Next up, the man, the myth, the legend, Sampo Koski. I also don't get the hate for this guy. I mean, he's a scammer, I guess. But I don't know. I actually like him for that. So yeah, he's one of the quirky characters. He does have the potential to have more lore in the future since they did actually tease him quite a bit during the Penacony storyline. So yeah, hopefully he does get a 5-star version because I mean, like I said, he's the goat. And gameplay wise, I did actually get to use him since
before Black Swan got added to the game. He was basically like the 4-star Black Swan. I only have him at E5, unfortunately. So I'm actually glad that he actually appeared in the Star Rail collab over at a Honkai Impact 3rd. And he actually got to be a boss there. So that's pretty cool. All right, next is one of the OG starter characters, Don Hong. Honestly, I'm kind of indifferent with him. Like, I mean, I get that he's supposed to be like the cool silent type, but for me, that just makes him a bit boring, I guess. So, I mean, it's not like I dislike him, but I'm just like on him. And honestly, I think them giving him a 5-star version early was a bad move. Since, I mean, if you think about it plot wise, especially with what's happening in the main story right now, it does kind of make him like a jobber at a certain point, since like you have your inhibitor Lune powers. Why don't you use that to help in Amphoras? Like, you know. So yeah, plot wise, that's one of the issues that I have with him. But yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, it's F. Honestly, I wished Finon was main party member in Amphoras because, I mean, as a segue, I guess, I feel like they haven't really been building him up that much. So, I mean, considering he's technically the main character of Amphoras, right? That's basically why I'm not really big on Finon right now. I mean, of course, there's still a lot of story to happen, but as of 3.2, yeah, I'm not really sold on Finon right now. But yeah, anyway, moving on from that tangent, let's go to the next character, Chingche. She's a really funny character as well. Like, I mean, unfortunately, I didn't get to use her all that much, but yeah, I do have her at E6. But I don't know, during the early parts of Star Rail, I didn't really bother farming like what was that relic domain? The quantum one. I didn't bother farming that, even though I got Stele. I'm not sure why, but I don't know. Moving on to Lynx, one of the last characters that we have to go through at least. Lynx, I did actually get her during her debut patch. I think that was like what 1.2, 3, or 4. I forgot, but yeah, she's one of the other healers that I got. So she really helped me out a lot, especially with my Clara team. Although I'm not sure if I have her at E6. Okay, I do have her at E6. Cool. Moving on, Yukong, second to the last character. I didn't really get to use her all that much since I don't really have a lot of imaginary characters in my account. So yeah, she mainly buffs those characters, so I don't really have that much use of her in my account. So yeah. And last character that we're gonna get through is Bailu. I did actually get her just recently. I got her off the standard banner, if I remember correctly. That's why she's not built. But if I did get her early, she probably would have replaced Natasha in my team. Since she got here late, I don't really have a use for her anymore. Alright, basically that's it. That's all of my characters. Yeah, aside from this, I guess I can show you my gacha history. I'm gonna show you by using that third-party site. So I'll see you there.
All right. Right now we are on Star Rail Station. If you're not familiar with this website, it's basically a third-party website where you can like compile all your pulls on Star Rail. So I've been using this ever since I saw this website. So it's been pretty helpful in like keeping track of the pulls that I've done. So yeah, let's check my beginner banner first. As you can see, like I said, Clara is my very first 5-star character. Moving on to the standard banner. I don't have a lot since, I mean, I'm sure if you're a free to play player like me, you don't really pull on that banner all that much. So here's my history. I got 2 of my bronzes here. Oh, okay. And then my first Yancheng by Lu LT.
Clara LC. Okay, so that's where it came from. And like I said, Bailu. Okay. All right, moving on to the character event warp first. All right, here's the entire history of my poll. So as you can see here, it's a very convenient website, right? So yeah, first 5-star character that I ever got is actually Himiko. So yeah, I lost the 50-50 on that one, but I did win immediately right after. So that's why it's showing 2 here for Celeb. And here is the one that I told you about how I got my my E1 seller. So yeah, I got her pretty early too, just in 28 polls. And next for that, this Yanqing, this is when I tried to pull for Silver Wolf. So yeah, I lost that time. That's mainly the reason why I don't have Silver Wolf, unfortunately. And then moving on, I did get Kafka, of course, during her banner because I was basically guaranteed. And then next after that, I got Fushuan early. As you can see, I did quite have a lot of early 5-star pulls here on my character banner pulls, which is I'm very thankful for because honestly, if these didn't happen, I probably skip out on a number of characters that's currently in my account. So yeah, I got for Fushuan, I got her at 28. For Topaz, I got her at 40. Ruan Mei, 23. But then finally, Yancheng broke my winning streak for my 50-50. This was during Black Swan's banner. And of course, Clara also broke my next 50-50. This was during Acheron's banner. But thankfully, I did get her quite early. So there's that. Next banner I pulled for is Robin. It was pretty much a standard pull. I got her at 81. But then, of course, for the next character, Firefly, I got her pretty early at 24 pulls. And then I kept on pulling for her even outside of the video that I did. That's why I have her at E1, which is I'm thankful for because E1 is such a good quality of life for her. So, yeah. Himeko, I'm pretty sure this is during Sunday's banner because after Firefly's banner, I didn't pull on the limited characters for like 3 patches, I think. So ano, I don't have Boothil, I don't have Rappa, I don't have Lingsha, I don't have Yunli, I don't have Jetcho, and I don't have who's that Fox General? Uh, what's her name? uh, the follow up attack one for yeah, Fei Xiao is there. Fei Xiao, there we go. I don't have her, so yeah, and the main reason for that is I wanted to save up for the Fate collab actually. But when I saw Sunday was gonna be playable, I was like, okay, I'm gonna have to pull for Sunday because I have Robin. So yeah, and thankfully I did get Sunday early, although I did get spooked by Himiko on the way there. So yeah, and then after Sunday, I did get Aglaya during during soft pity ish. So and then after that, I got spooked by Bronya. So I guess that's where the A2 Bronya came from, I think. This was during Tribi's banner. So yeah. And then after that, I got spooked by Blade and then finally got Caster. So as you can see, during the 3.0 banners, I didn't really have that much luck since I got spooked twice already. And right now, I don't have a lot of pulls yet, honestly. Especially compared to the time when I skipped like 3 patches worth. So yeah, honestly, I'm not all that confident that I'll be able to get the Fate collab characters at this point. But yeah, anyway, I'm gonna quit the game anyway, so it's fine. And yeah, basically that's everything for the character banner. Let's move on to the light cone banner. For the light cones, I did actually get quite lucky as well. As you can see, there's quite a number of early pulls over here. But backtracking, of course, during Kafka, I did get hers during like soft pity range-ish. And then during Fushuan, I'm pretty sure I lost first to Bronya's LC, which is, I mean, it's not all that bad since that LC is pretty good, especially if you have Bronya. So, yeah. Next is Fushuan, which I got early, thankfully. And then next one is Topaz's Light Cone, which I got, during the average count. This one is Ruan May's Light Cone. And then I'm pretty sure this one. Hmm, I'm not sure if I actually attempted to pull for Dr. Ratio's Light Cone. And that's when I lost here. So I'm not sure, but maybe that's what happened. Mhm. Anyway, because of that, I got guaranteed for Black Swan's Light Cone. And next to that, of course, I got Acheron's. Oops, sorry. And then next up is Robin, which I got for 8 pulls. Next one, I actually lost to Welt, actually, before I got Firefly's Light Cone. So there's that. And then for Sundays, I got his early. For Aglaya, I got hers pretty average. And then I lost during uh Chibi's light cone banner. I got Jeopard's light cone, which is actually kind of useless in my account since I don't have Jeopard. So yeah, and then I got Chibi, and then thankfully I won the 75-25 for Katsuri's light cone. So yeah, that's basically the entire history of my pulls, I guess. So my overall stats, top 20, I guess. I think this is just for the number of warps. So, I mean, makes sense since I am a day one player. Rate of luck is luckier than 59%. So, all good. 4-star luck is 92% luckier. Wow, that's crazy. And then for 5-star luck, luckier than 97.68 of users here. So, top 2.3. So, like I said, my Star Rail journey has been pretty goated. So, all in all, not all that bad. All right, let's go back to Star Rail. And yeah, honestly, I had a good run on Star Rail. But yeah, it's just unfortunate what happened to the story. But honestly, I do hope they can stick the landing with this main story quest. Because, I mean, as a veteran Hoyo player, like, I think they have a problem uh, with executing storylines at the end. So yeah, that's one of the main concerns I have with their storytelling. But yeah, I mean, hopefully they can stick the landing with this one, especially since the ending of the story is gonna happen at the 3.8. So that's still a long while. Honestly, it's been nice looking back through my account. So yeah, but honestly, I've seen myself quitting this for a while now since ever since let's see ever since the latter half of 2.0 patches, like 2.4 and above, I wasn't really doing my exploration anymore. Like, here, let me show you. I think it started here, right? I no no no. It started here on Shackling Present. As you can see, I haven't done like majority of it. So yeah, just during that time, I already felt the signs of, oh, am I gonna quit this game soon? And at this point of the story, I finally snapped, I guess. Which is a shame, but eh, sometimes we just really have to say goodbye to things that don't really make us enjoy it anymore. So yeah. I mean, like I said, at the end of the day, I had fun during my time in Star Rail. So honestly, not all that bad. And I wish this game all the best. Like, recently it hasn't really had the best of reputations, you know. So hopefully they can bounce back from that at the very least. So yeah. Oh, before we end, let's. There's a fun fact actually because when I quit Genshin, I also quit it during the patch of 3.2. Uh, that was Nahida's release from what I remember, right? So yeah. Um, I'm gonna pick Shirby, I guess, and then I'll change my message to see you tomorrow. I did the same with I did the same with my Genshin account. Although with that one I used Nahida, and then the description is world forget me. So yeah. All right. I guess this is where we end the video. If you're still here after watching me yap for a while, thank you so much for watching. I do thank you for all the support for my Star Rail videos. And yeah, I guess for those that are interested, I'll see you in my other videos. Please subscribe if you're interested. Yeah. My next video is probably gonna be a retrospective in Zenless Zone Zero since we are actually gonna enter the 2.0 versions for that game. So I'll probably do an account showcase also for my account there in my next video. So yeah, please watch out for that. And yeah, again, thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much for supporting the Storyl videos until now. And yeah, if you are still playing this game, I hope you still enjoy it. I hope you get the best luck in your pulls. And yeah, I'll see you in the next one. Bye. Good luck on your pulls. May your journey lead you starward.